Hi guys, thanks for joining me. Let us have a look at the preview for the Arsenal versus Bayer Leverkusen game, second leg in the Champions League round of 16. It ended 1-1 when we went to Bayer Leverkusen, and we definitely need to win this at the Emirates, and we should be able to do it. Let's have a look at how they should set up. I'll give you the rundown of how Live Score have got it. Basically, for now, we're just going to see how we lined up against Everton, see if it makes sense to keep that team, or should we basically make a few changes. So we had Raya in goal. 100% is staying in goal. That is his tournament. He has been absolutely amazing. Against Everton, there was a chance, like one of those looping shots, which he doesn't like. It came off the crossbar, or is it the post? And he didn't save that. But mostly he had a huge presence, but really, to be fair, the defense were probably what saved him 100%. But to be honest, when Raya is in goal, I feel absolutely safe and not too stressed. The back four, we had Jurian Timber, William Saliba, Big Gabi, and Calafiori. I reckon we need to try Ben White or maintain Mosquera in that right back position. I've got a feeling Ben White is not completely fit and he will only be risked if we have to risk him. And I agree with that. We should not be playing players who are not completely fit because it defeats the whole purpose of having a squad big enough to cover up those gaps. Jurian Timber has been struggling for weeks. We all know that. And sometimes he puts in a performance and everyone is criticizing him, but the guy literally is limping off almost every game, looking really, really knackered and fatigued and everything else in between. In terms of Saliba and Big Gabi, Saliba is beautiful, isn't he? Big Gabi is just majestic. The guy is so chilled. He's so majestic. Love the combination of those two. And Big Gabi, though, is a bit too emotional. Chill out, man. William Saliba, he's just absolutely such a smooth defender. Love him. And I think I heard somebody say that he was the best defender in the world. I don't remember who. But it's just that, someone said his PR needs to up their game. But you know what? Just do your thing quietly. We all know you are immense. Ricardo Calafiori came off for Hincapié. We've got two people on that left back position. And unfortunately, it looks like Miles Lewis Kelly is out of contention for that spot because these guys are eating it up. Yeah. Saliba Calafiori comes on, does a great job. He is creating so much offensively, doing that Spider-Man clearance block, and then Hincapié comes on and he does even better. Who would have thought that? Remember 2 seasons ago? Okay, let's not remember bad times, but come on, awesome. Now, we all know he's going to start Martin Zubimendi and Declan Rice in that holding thingy, double pivot thing he likes. I'd like to see something else, and I actually do not hate Zubimendi there. I just wish it would allow Declan Rice more freedom, which Declan Rice has when he's playing almost anyone else. Where is Christian Norgard? He just needs somebody there who can hold that position. When Martin Zubimendi gets the ball, he doesn't look to break the line. He looks to pass it across to somebody else who's confident enough to break the line. Should we start Bukayo Saka on the right should we start Bukayo Saka on the right? He started the last 2 games. Now, I was very happy in the end after we won that Mikel did not substitute Saka in that Everton game because the narratives would have gone off the wall about Saka, especially considering that we won the match in the end. So we need to start Bukayo Saka again. I think he's just going to persevere and play him back into his best form again. We all know, I would never criticize Saka for being lazy, for being not good enough. Literally, it's a lack of fitness, lack of match play. He's come back from a horrendous injury, which has caused basically his body to react in such a way. I mean, that is normal. It's just that unfortunately, when you're going on all 4 fronts for the league, the FA Cup, the League Cup, the Champions League, we want a lot more. I would prefer Noni on that right, but if we have to put more Noni on the left wing to create some threat, I will take it. I trust Arteta to make the right decision on that wing. What he did when he brought on Dowman is he moved Saka in. He moved Saka in and let Max and him sort of swap a bit. Max would be on that wing more right and then he'll drift in, or vice versa. So I trust Arteta is doing the right thing. Eze, though, guys, like only the other day, wasn't I telling you in terms of Eze that it's not always about seeing everything he's doing. And unfortunately, a lot of people just watch football in highlights. You watch the highlights because they haven't shown him do some things you think he's not doing. Eze does some crazy things on that pitch. And against Everton, that was one of his best games in an Arsenal shirt. He was taking shots from afar. He was creating opportunities. Look at that chance he created for Kai Havertz, where we didn't even get the penalty. Did you see, like, he turned and then he just passed? He cut through 2 lines of defense to get that ball to Kai Havertz, and it got there. 2 shots on target, I think, or 3 shots on target. He was absolutely fantastic. Even in that phase of play, which ended up with a goal, he was still there looking for that opportunity. He was brilliant. He should definitely be starting, and we should maintain him there. I think what Arteta has been forced to do with Eze is the way we should continue. That is the way we should continue. Declan Rice, we know Declan Rice is going to end up being player of the year, isn't it? Absolutely, the guy is suffering. The guy is suffering. He is having to defend, to attack, to support the young kids. You know what I mean? The guy is putting in a shift. He is worth every penny that Arsenal are paying him. Noni Madueke is my guy, 100%. I love this guy. Like people, I don't know. I don't even know these wingers that you people seem to know who get every cross perfectly correct. I've tried to look and I keep an eye out to see, is there something about Noni where people just lose their minds? It's a narrative though, isn't it? The narrative from the Chelsea fans who told you he had no end product. Come on, guys. When you have battered your wingers old game and you get subbed off and someone else comes and takes advantage of it, perfect. There was also another foul. Anyway, there was a lot that Noni does. There's a lot that Noni does that is more effective than anything Saka or let me find another thing, or Kai Havertz did in that game. He was absolutely fantastic for me. I don't know who, he wasn't, they were not great. They didn't have great games. It's because, like you consider a great performance if it only ends up in a goal or a straightforward assist. I don't understand. His passes were completing. He was finishing his dribbles. He was helping defend, getting possession of the ball. What do you want from a player? It's so weird. This obsession with trying to bring him down is weird to me. Kai Havertz as well, that penalty should have won for us. He was okay, but it ended up working out okay because when Victor Gyökeres came on, he was ready and firing on all cylinders. He was influential. Well, he scored this goal after it came off in Capier. He was also instrumental in clearing that first cross, the cross that came in the last second where Dowman got the ball. His header cleared that ball onto Martinelli's head, who nodded it to Max Dowman, who then nodded it down past 2 defenders, bam, 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 and we won 2-0. But personally, every time I see the lineup, I want Gyökeres to start and not Kai for now. But yeah, we can start Kai. I think we should maintain Kai for this game just so that there is that fluidity. That fluidity from the last game. They know how they started, he should be expecting to come off at some point in the second half. But mostly, I would say Ben White for Timber or even Mosquera. Zubimendi. Either Zubimendi, can Kai Havertz play in that position? He probably can play Kai Havertz instead of Martin. For me, Martin Zubimendi is the only person I don't value as adding anything to the game. Although it's pretty good, but I just feel the way we set up, I think we cripple ourselves a little bit because offensively it doesn't add much. And sometimes you score a goal from afar, but it's just not good enough because Declan Rice suffers as well. He cannot explode up front because he can't trust that Martin is going to make the right decisions at the back if he's too far up and stuff. But this is not a criticism. This is analysis. We have to analyze the pros and cons of every game. But yeah, so this is the Arsenal lineup, how we lined up against Everton. Now, this is how Leverkusen lined up against Bayern Munich, where they got a 1-1 draw as well. Blažević in goal, I remember this guy, and the back three of Tapsoba, Andrich. This is the guy who scored he should have been sent off in the first leg anyway for 2 yellow cards, but he wasn't. He scored their goal. He's the captain as well, I think, Andrich. And then Jarell Kwanzaa from Liverpool. Poku, Garcia, Fernandez, and Calbreth, Martin Terrier, Tillman, and Schick up front, Patrick Schick up front. This is how Bayer Leverkusen should go. Now, down to business, guys. How is it going to end? We are already 1-1 right now. Arsenal to win 2-0. That is the only way. And please, Arsenal, can it be in the first half this time? I cannot go to 80 minutes, 89 minutes waiting for anything to happen because I can't cope with that. So can we do a nice 2-0 win, score 2 in the first half, and then try for a third in the second? That would be really nice. So in my estimation, I think Arsenal should be going through. Let me know what you think. Do you think Arsenal will make it, or are Bayer Leverkusen going to come up with a game plan away from home that is going to stifle our creativity and put a stop to our Champions League ambitions in the round of 16? Everyone complained the other day that all the English teams are basically embarrassing themselves because the quality of football is really poor. But I feel like Arsenal should be able to overcome that, considering we're only playing Bayer Leverkusen and not the big boys. Let me know. What do you think? Thanks, guys. Talk soon. Bye-bye.